Thank you. I'll need a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Jan and Carol, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0. We have no report out of closed session. Welcome, everyone, to our emergency meeting. Thank you for showing up. I see people coming in. We're on item number E, and that's a declaration of emergency situation. Dr. Valoria?
Obviously, with this current situation that exists, we are bringing you together to get approval that an emergency does exist, and that's what you'll be voting on, is declaring that there is an emergency, which allows us to do what we need to do as a district to support our students and staff.
Any public comment on the declaration of emergency? Just double checking, no public comment. Any questions from the board? No questions at this time? This is just E, yes, thank you. May I have a motion?
Second.
Jim and Carol, thank you. Any discussion on the declaration of an emergency situation for LBUSD? No? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? It passes 5-0, a declaration of emergency situation. We're on agenda letter F, consideration of resolution granting emergency powers to the superintendent. Dr. Valoria.
This is a resolution that would allow me to take action in areas that I deem necessary to ensure the continuation of public education and health and safety of our students and staff at our sites. It includes, but is not limited to, transportation, alternative education program, leave of absence for employees, etc. It is located on the actual resolution, and simply asking for this authorization so that we can move forward and do what's on best for our students.
Any public comment on the resolution granting emergency powers? It is posted on the agenda. No public comment. Any questions from board members?
What does it not include?
This is specific to actions taken regarding the emergency, so anything that's unrelated to the specific emergency would not pertain to.
So if it's decided to close school for 3 weeks, could you then decide to close school for 10 weeks without just using your emergency power?
It allows me to close to the duration that we need to close for the health and safety of the students.
So that would be your decision alone?
The way I've functioned is I've never typically made these decisions myself. I always bring the board into the loop on it. If there was an agreement that we were going to extend beyond that, I definitely would be holding another board meeting to talk about our next steps and getting feedback from the board.
I would assume that, as has been past practice, that we are on a continual information basis, that we will be continually updated with whatever falls under this that is being done, so that we'll have the knowledge if we get queries from parents or community, what we're doing for students, how we're handling instruction, how we're handling the staff, how we're handling the accountability. So I don't think that this is just going to leave here today and it's up to Dr. Valoria to do whatever he wants. That doesn't come into my thoughts at all. I think it'll be as it has been with all of our school business.
Carol, did you have a comment? I saw you reach.
I was going to say that I see it similar to Jan, as well as it gives them the ability to be fluid in decision making and not have to have another emergency meeting to make a decision. And you can always rescind a resolution, right? You can go back, we can call that and do that. I don't see ever needing to do it, but it's always
Probably not. How many people does it take to rescind a resolution?
a majority. It's a majority board.
I understand this as far as transportation or changing a venue. I understand it for a lot of things, but I'm not comfortable with total, because I think we work with Dr. Valoria and the board all together, and to have one person just in charge is,
I would disagree with that. I think we need a person in charge, and that's what we do as a body, is we designate to various people, because we don't do that actual work ourselves. So again, I will say, I will trust. I've been criticized lately for using the word trust, but I think it's as we had with that Aspen group we consulted with, it is imperative that we have trust. So I have confidence that we will be continually informed, and the decisions will be made that will keep our students safe and attempt as best we can to continue their education.
but if a decision is made that with the best intention that doesn't turn out well, we're responsible as a board. So
That's true, but
I would
I
like-
see it be really
I don't
cumbersome if we
feel-
have to come in every day and have a board meeting to approve a decision of how we're going to help our free reduced lunch kids get adequate food. I mean, that's.
no, I'm really most concerned about a big decision like when school does reconvene.
I trust that the cabinet, Dr. Valoria and the cabinet, will address it based on the daily, hourly information they're receiving. They've been receiving information in the last 10 days that we've gotten constant updates on as a board. So I feel very confident that this declaration focuses on coronavirus. It focuses on the safety of our students and their families. And we have professionals in charge that administer at this district that will make those decisions accordingly. And I trust that. And I would be willing to take the vote right now. Does anybody else have any discussion items?
I just wanted to say that the point of this is the overarching need to, if you think of this as a subway train, as in all the people in our community are going to get on it. They can't all get on at the same time, and it's all going to the hospital. And so we need to slow that down as much as we can so that those people are actually cared for. We don't end up triaging them. Triaging would be anyone over a certain age. You don't help them and stuff. So that's what we're doing. And him having the ability to decide when people should be here, and especially when our employees should be here because they're at the greatest risk, is vital.
This is
vital to
best
community
practice.
Yeah.
This is what other districts are doing, so we're following suit. LA Unified granted it actually about 4 days ago to their superintendent of the second largest school district in the nation. So you have to engage trust with those that have the most experience in administering a school district, and that is their strength and their specialty. I'd like to go ahead and call the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? I thought I did do a motion because I was in discussion. We did a motion. Sorry. So it carries 4-1. I'm sorry, Drew, I forgot. Would you like to give thank you. And we've already closed the discussion, but I'm sorry I didn't ask for your input. We are on agenda item G, authorized by unanimous vote under the provisions of section 20113 of the California Public Contract. Victoria, can you help me with this one? Do I have Dr. Valoria report on this?
Yeah, no, good.
Okay.
It's again, this is related to our contract law. There are times where we may need to not use the bid limits, and this gives us authorization to bypass that by board vote.
Did you have something? Okay, first public comment on G, authorized under provisions of section 20113. Anyone? Okay, no public comment. Board questions.
So if we had where no one was at the facilities and there are things that we could do that we would have done in the summer, would that, and we needed a bid on it, is that what this specifically? When you just said bid? No, okay, never mind.
No,
I'll
that
send it
it's
to
going to
you.
relate simply to COVID, not to not to
Okay.
re-roofing, but
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
So I have a question. So this might relate to we need a software because we are going to be doing online instruction, and in turn you need to do that, make that contract happen. So this is part of it.
Correct, something like that, or having to hire an outside firm to come clean the entire campuses to do a full disinfecting, whatever it might be, us being able to enter into that sort of contract. So,
Would also be purchasing supplies or any equipment that students would need in their homes.
yes.
Question or discussion? I just needed a,
Is there any limit on the amount that can be spent without any authorization?
My understanding is no, that it takes the limits off. However, we've had a pretty strong tradition of bringing items back that would require, that kind of large number. But my understanding is no, it doesn't. But at the same time, I would not be purchasing things in excess of, $100,000 if that was the case. We'd definitely be bringing things back for the board to consider.
may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Carol and Jan. Now discussion. Anyone have discussion? Okay. Any other? Just checking. Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Drew.
Oh, Drew. Provisional vote. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Motion carries 5-0. Is there anything else before we close the meeting? Board comments?
We are going to be sending out an update to all of our families. So thank you to the board. We're going to be closing schools for the next 3 weeks up to spring break. And at that time, will give us an opportunity to reassess where things currently stand. We are going to do a hard close for the next 2 days on Monday and Tuesday, meaning no staff to report. Give us an opportunity to figure out the guidance from the state level on a variety of topics that we need to better understand before we move forward. I just want to express my great appreciation to Margaret and Sarah Hopper, Marion Bynum, and the whole crew. They have been fantastic in supporting our work, and I can look forward to continuing to work with them as we face this challenging situation. And I wish everybody to stay healthy, please.
Before we close, just a reminder that we appreciate parents' input. I know we've gotten a lot of emails, texts, and things like that. And please know that all of us here are working for the safety of our students and their families. And we appreciate the board coming at a last-minute emergency meeting. This is just proof that we are available for any last-minute meetings on any issues that come up. So may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Jan and Carol, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We adjourn 5-0, and it is